Man, let's go talk.
I think that Vernisha knows what she wants, and she's not going to settle for anything less than. She has given Tabari a lot of chances to communicate with her, and I am hoping that he can rise to the occasion.
I just want to say thank you for being here with me through this.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Button 91. We are talking to you guys about Ready to Love. Look, it's crazy. Yesterday, this obviously episode went out, but yeah, I was deep in sleep. But listen, this is crazy. This situation between Vern and Tabari, I don't know. It's so confusing. I thought Vern didn't really want Tabari, and when he then accepted his fate, that you told him that, you know what, it's not going to work between you and him, why the heck were you expecting him to get up and follow you to the door? The brother needs to process what just got said and what just happened, and you wanted him to chase you. And then I realized, Vern, like we said in the very beginning, has just proven exactly what we said, okay? We realized what she was saying, which is this. She just wants a man to chase her. She gets the validation of the man chasing her. Because in reality, Tabari was never it, right? But we've got to a point where you've told him everything you need to tell him, okay, all right, and you've gone about your business. So why are we here? Okay, why are we here? Anyway, so that was Vern. Then we also have Ashley and Don. They decided they're going to be friends, and then they're going to continue their journey that way, which I think is a fair shout. I'm not mad at it because we all knew they were not moving to Nola. Nobody was moving to Nola, okay? And nobody did move to Nola, right? So we all knew that was going to happen. The third thing, obviously, then, is that, she explained to him that, he's patient, he sees her, he just needs to get his word together and needs to be a better leader. Okay. And then we had Charisse and Maurice. She wants him to come to, she's not going to Nola, or she feels she has gone to Nola, so now she wants him to come to Miami. I mean, that wasn't the original premise of the show, but okay, I'm not mad at it. Again, I think it makes sense. If he's willing to come to Miami, spend some time there and see Wagwan, then I understand, right? But it wasn't the premise of the show, which for me, I guess this could have been, they could have actually, what the ladies have done in the end could have actually been done in the show. They could have said, listen, hey, look, you come to Nola for a few weeks, you can speak to these men, but then you go back to your place and see if they want to come and see you for the next 2 weeks. I don't understand why the premise of the show was literally move to Nola, but hey, that's what they thought they wanted to do. And then obviously we got a situation with Zadia and Cam. I don't know what Zadia is doing. Zadia, why are we still here? Why are we still in this position when the brother has clearly got a plan which is not involving you, and you are still trying to get him now he should come to DC? I want to be honest with you. This is going to turn into F-buddies. Okay? This is going to turn into F-buddies. Nothing more, nothing less. But let's get ready to have some conversation. So listen, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate y'all. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll probably be here for between half an hour and an hour. And normally when I say that, that ain't the truth. But we're going to try and keep this nice and short. It's meant to be quick thoughts on the situation as well. I mean, the fight that happened later on, I say fight, but a disagreement between Charisse and Zadia, I will break it down in a more different video. But for me, the beef between Zadia and Charisse on the reunion, listen, I empathize with Charisse and the fact that maybe in her past life, the women have ganged up on her. But in this situation, you have 3 other women who didn't get along with you. Or at least you accuse them of not getting along with you. Or accuse them of jumping on you. And the reality of the situation is, you got to take some accountability, Charisse. Yeah? I like Charisse. I think she's cool. But you got to take some accountability. You're always in a fight. You're always in a fight. And eventually, you're in a fight with the 3 ladies on the reunion, and you still can't take accountability. You still can't realize where you've gone wrong. I'm not saying Zadia is innocent. Zadia tried to play the role like she didn't know what she did. She ain't innocent either. Zadia and Charisse are 2 sides of a coin, and they're a mirror of each other because they lack accountability. They lack ability to understand where they may have contributed towards the downfall of a situation. Zadia's pretending as if she doesn't really know how the beef between her and Charisse actually started after started trying to drop. It was meant to be a joke that I said about you kiss LJ. How was it a joke? Where would it be a joke that you say to Sharice that she kissed LJ, her friend, right? Now, of course, you said it happened. That's fine. But I'm saying, where would it be a joke? You're being serious about it. So you can't complain when she calls you out and says something about you. I need you to be accountable. Both Sharice and Zadia are always fighting because they're unaccountable individuals. Yeah? You know what I mean? Aries says she doesn't like how Ashley got loud with Sharice. Well, I understand why she got loud with Sharice. It's annoying. It's like, if we haven't treated you bad and I've been treating you good, and you accuse me and other people of treating you bad, nah, you're pissing me off. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, you're pissing me off. Do you know the ones there? Like, it's like you're pissing me off, because if I've not been bad to you, I've been nice to you, I've spoken to you correctly, I've tried to treat you as a friend. You know, I didn't get involved in the beef between you and Zadia. You know, whatever. All right. So don't turn on me now. You get what I'm saying? That's why I understood why she did it. It's like, don't turn on me now. You know, don't turn on me now. I've been backing you. There's nothing more annoying and frustrating when you've been backing someone and they turn on you. There is nothing more annoying. You know, nothing more annoying. It's like, get your ish together. All right? We've been supporting you. Get your ish together. We haven't even taken sides. And we've let you and Zadia work it out, and you're still trying to say that we're on your neck. Come on. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the conversation. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We hope you guys help us support get to 100K. You guys have been killing it. I think we got like 500 subscribers in the last like 3 days or whatever. Like, you lot are on point. So thank you so much. The numbers are doing a lot, and we appreciate it as well. Okay. You know, so we out here, baby. Okay. All right. So, you know, we're going to have a conversation about this as well going forward. So if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. If for those of you returnees, you already know what it is. You got the minerals. Let's get into some conversation about this. Play a little bit more of this video here.
This process, you make me want to like be silly and funny when I don't want to be. I'm always more on the serious side, so it's a delight. But it scares me, the distance thing with us. You wear yourself so thin between.
All right, Vern and Tabari situation, okay? All right? Vern and Tabari stuff, right? Let me be very real with you, Vern and Tabari. Now, she complained about communication, but he also replied by saying, well, you're asking for communication, but how do you do that when you try to communicate with you and you're not actually opening up? Right? So his reply was, hey, you're talking about communication. I hear that, but communication is a two-way street. And reality of the situation is absolutely right. Communication is a two-way street. If you expect me always to be messaging you, but you don't message me, don't be complaining saying you don't message me. Like, you know, you don't message me either. Okay? I always talk about this. You aired me. How do I air you if you never message me? You know what I'm saying? It takes two tango. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah? So in reality, I also got what he was saying too, which is he was letting her know, like, you want me to communicate, I hear that, but you weren't even opening up. You weren't even opening up. You've not been open. So I can't even open up to you. I can't even have that deeper connection, as he said, with you later on. How can I do that when you don't open up? How can I do that when you're not being vulnerable? You know? And so he also mentioned that particular perspective too. You know, and so I also understand that perspective. Now, she obviously wanted him to communicate better. You know, she wanted him to communicate better outside of the process of the show. I don't know. It's interesting. I think outside of the process of the show, which I get as well, he should be doing that. He should be messaging her. He should be communicating. He should be texting. He should be calling. There should be some communication outside of the show. Whether there is no communication at all, I'm surprised that he stayed so long. If he only ever communicated in person, I'm surprised he stayed so long. Why did he get to stay so long? That's my point. I'm like, if he actually only communicated outside of the show, inside the show, why did we wait so long? Why did we want to meet parents? Why did we let him stay when we knew that he wasn't communicating that way? Because she told us this, obviously, a few episodes ago, where that conversation happened at a dinner part. All right? So my thing is like, hey, look, you know, you got to understand that maybe as well the aspect of communication might be slightly difficult in terms of maybe his job or whatever, or maybe the work day that he has. Because I remember when she said it, he said, "Oh well, I did message you later on, right? I just didn't message you throughout the course of the day. I messaged you later on, but not throughout the course of the day." So he does message. He does obviously message, but maybe not enough for her to feel comfortable. So that's another situation. Yes, production may have been part of it. It may have been, them keeping them together because it would make sense for the storyline, as they say, as well. So I can be open to that as well, right? I'm not going to dispute that. She said, obviously, but he also said she's guarded, but the part that really kind of got me was that she felt like he didn't have nothing to say, and she was annoyed about the fact he had nothing to say. I was like, babe, what did you want him to say?
I don't like how it makes me feel. I love the person that you are, but...
Hold on, I want to get to...
Okay.
It takes a minute to process. You said a lot.
So for the first time, Tabari's at a loss for words. And I'm a little annoyed with him at this point. I've given you enough time to show me something, to communicate more effectively, and you don't. And then you're surprised when I choose to move in a different direction. Why?
Okay, so, I think, like I said, she said, obviously, why was he surprised? I mean, he looked like he was genuinely surprised. I can't even lie to you. He looked genuinely surprised by the situation. But like I said, I think this plays on two fronts. Vern never liked him. It just wasn't that. You know what I mean? Vern never liked him like that. Let's be freaking honest. So for me personally, I think I see a bit of both on each side, right? Let's say he wasn't messaging her. She didn't like him. Right? So, or at least she didn't find him attractive like that. It was irritating to her. So I don't know when this I wonder if, there's a game on both sides, right? Maybe he put in low effort and expecting high payout, and she also too expecting him to chase her to the door, and thinking to herself, wait, chasing her to the door because why? Because because you've said that he should go about his business now. Like, he's not going to chase you now. You know what I mean? And that's when I was like, okay, so there's problems on both sides. You want him to chase you? You wanted him to chase you? Like, you wanted him to chase you out the door? Like, and he also, too, wasn't putting high effort into the situation as well. And then she mentioned about distance when it comes to going to the Mississippi as well. It's like on both sides. Right? So it's like on both sides, this issue between the two of them. Okay? So this was never going to work. So I get also her point of view, which is, why are you confused? I probably wasn't even giving you the energy you needed. Also, let's add to the fact that, I did tell you about the communication aspect. It hasn't changed. Why are you confused? And at the same time, I also understand his point of view, which is, hey, I brought you to my mama. I brought you to my mama. We spoke. We were talking about it. We were working on it. Maybe he thought to himself, you haven't been as open, so maybe we can grow in that aspect. We all haven't been doing some stuff. Maybe that was his thought process. Either way, I think both of them were not on point, but I don't understand why she wanted him to follow him to the door. That for me was crazy.
For me to say yes, it would have meant for me to know, and I don't know.
I really didn't expect to be flat out dismissed.
Oh boy, sat there, boy.
My thing is communication, it works both ways.
Now, the fact that he said communication works both ways, I'm wondering what that... You know what I mean? Because we only heard Vern saying about lack of communication, but he said, obviously, I text you that same day, whatever. She wanted communication every single day, multiple times in the day, I'm guessing, right? So my thing is, he's also replied back saying, communication too. I wonder if there's more to the story. I wonder if there's more to the story. I wonder if there's more to the story. That's my thing. Is there more to the story? Prepare a little bit more.
Hey, Jay, don't look. Look away.
It's hard to fight through somebody else's walls that they have up. And they've always said, okay, well, I'm not going to allow them into a deeper place, but expect them to give a deeper place.
Now that's a conversation. Yeah. He also makes a statement saying it's hard to also, want to go, hard to ask for someone to go deeper when you yourself don't go deeper yourself. Now remember, Vern was complaining about him not being so serious earlier on in the process. And I tell you now, I think somebody else said it, we've watched Vern on 2 seasons. We don't know much about Vern. We don't know much about Vern. We've heard that. This is actually very true. In 2 seasons of Ready to Love, we don't know that much about Vern. We don't get much openness from Vern in that respect. She plays her cards close to her chest in some regard, and I think that's what he's highlighted in a sense, really, which is that, you know what, her wanting me to be more open, her wanting me to be more deep, her wanting me to be more, open and being more, quote unquote, more serious, what she was asking for. Sis, are you putting it out there? Are you actually putting it out there? Are you opening yourself out there? Are you getting deeper out there? Can you be deeper in that respect? So that's another thing also that was playing a role in it too. And like I said, I think personally, I think Vern is somebody who, as you guys have said, leads with the body. I think she leads with her sexuality first. And, that is, that is a place where I think if Vern wants to have more of that mental, she needs to lead with the mental. If Vern wants more of the mental, you must lead with the mental. As a man or a woman, I always can say this about men too. If you talk about I only meet gold diggers, it's because you're always flashing your wealth. You are always leading with your wealth. You don't lead with your mind. If you're always complaining about men only wanting you for your body, it's because you lead with your body. You don't lead with your mind. Okay? So this, and we've heard Vern as well, and Jackie B just kind of said it, right? We've heard Vern when asked about what do you do for fun, and she's like, she couldn't even give a proper answer. What's 3 things? I just have fun. It's like she couldn't even give an answer, right? So Vern asking for more depth is like, wait, but are you giving it? Are you able to even give more depth? Are you able to even be somebody who can open up like that, right? Wasn't really an answer. She said everything. And again, it's not a question of depth. You know what I mean? It's not a question of depth again. It's a question of you're not able to give any in-depth answers. You're not able to give any answer that's going to be constructive, that's going to get us into a place where we understand you more. So, boy, there we go. Both of them are a problem, I guess,
That's not love.
I get up and hoping that he will follow me to the door, but he's still just sitting there. I don't think Tabari processed that. Tabari's used to letting that beautiful smile and those charming words get him through, but I need more.
Not her saying the charming words and them things were gonna get him through. Sis, you've been doing the exact same thing. Not her saying that, about the charming words, basically trying to get him through. Baby, you've been doing the same thing. You ain't no better. Right? You ain't no better. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, baby, why did you want him to follow you to the door? She wanted to have that. She wanted to have, again, I told you, Venetia likes the chase. Venetia likes to be wanted and desired. She likes that aspect. She hasn't grown from that to space yet. There needs to be a little bit more growth from Vern in order to get the kind of guy that she really, really wants. What she wanted him was expecting him to get up and go after her, and go out the door, basically, right? She wanted to have the opportunity to shut the door in his face. She wanted to have the opportunity to let him know, you are gone. Okay? All right? But the reality of the situation is, no, he sat there and paused and thought about it. Now, notice two things about what Vern did in the situation of her voice notes that she gave in the confessions. Number one, she was annoyed when he didn't say anything when she told him that it's over. She was annoyed that he didn't have much words and was disappointed that he didn't have much words to say. Right? And then she now feels frustrated that he didn't get up and follow her right out the door. Right? Now that's a really interesting situation to find yourself in. But then when you really deep it and really get to understand the why, she's frustrated that she's doing the same thing that Ashley was doing. Right? I'm kicking you out and you're not fighting for it. You're not showing me you wanted it. She didn't even want him. Look, we played these games when we were 17 and 18, man. I promise you. We played these games when we were 17 and 18. I promise you, we played these games when we were 17 and 18. At 17 and 18, we played games where you don't really want the person, but you want them to want you. This is an avoidance tactic as well. Somebody who's got an avoidant attachment style, this is the way that they play the game. I want it when I want it. I want it on my terms. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, Haitian, yeah, I agree. No, she didn't want him to, I'm not saying that she wanted him to chase her and come and say, no. I'm saying she wanted to have the power to get him out the door. But he needed a minute to kind of think it through. And that also then speaks about the same thing again, that she really didn't like him. Because, like you said, she wanted him out the door. Right? That's how much she didn't like him, that she really wanted him out the door immediately. She didn't want to hear nothing. Right? So you're right. Yeah, no, it's not about him chasing her to say, oh, I want you. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. It's more of a case of she wanted to have the power to be able to, like, out now. That's because she never liked him. She never liked him. You know? Chile. Okay? So, yeah. I think Vern, with that, even that door part, I think she really did show us, you know, she really did show us her energy in that respect. Let's have a look at this. You can even play a little bit. We can go back and play a little
Hoping
bit.
that you will follow me to the door, but you're still just sitting there. I don't think Tabari processed that. Tabari's used to letting that beautiful smile and those charming words get him through, but I need more.
Yeah, she wanted him to follow him to the door, you know. You know, she wanted him to follow him to the door. So, hey, it's a Mazzoline. All right, let's shift it. I'll do a deeper analysis on each of these couples during the course of the week. So don't worry, I will do a deeper analysis. Let's focus now on Maurice and Charisse. There isn't much there. I mean, with Charisse and Maurice. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, she's been distant from him the whole entire time. I told you guys about the body language. You highlighted something. We spoke about the body language when he met the parents. I said to you that her body language was not something that told me she liked him. Her body language when she met the parents or met his mom was very distant from him then. She couldn't even sit close to him. There was so much distance between the two of them. So much light between them. So much space. So much gap between the two of them, you know, at that point in time. So, yeah, a good spot again. You know, yes, that's very true. She dismissed him. Yeah. She was basically saying, she was like, you know, you had your time, now I need you out. It was a very cold response. You know what I mean? Very cold response. Yeah. All right, let's move to Charisse and Maurice. There isn't much to say about these two. But I'm wondering how true Charisse and Maurice's connection are going to be.
How do you feel about us?
I feel good.
I'm really enjoying getting to know you here in New Orleans, in your town.
Mm-hmm. I am too. We've had fun.
We have had fun. Make sure you give him red nail polish. Okay.
No, indeed.
Now, obviously, Charisse and Maurice, I don't spend much time on them. I won't lie to you. Okay, I won't. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. We know the reason why Charisse and Maurice are together. Okay, we know why Sharice and Maurice are together. The financial aspect. I wonder how much liking there is in this relationship. And now I'm just gonna be real with you that I'm not, I'm not 100% sure how much she likes him like that. I don't know how much Maurice likes her like that. I think they are good together. I don't get it twisted. I think they're good together because I think they both have superficial ideas. I don't see. Again, I still don't see the connection. I can see the look. I don't see the connection, and maybe it's just me. I don't really see it. And it's not that I don't see them. They not have some kind of chemistry. I see the chemistry, but I don't see no depth in the relationship at the moment. But maybe that's all they can do. Maybe that's it, right? Maybe that's all it takes. It feels very surface. And maybe I'm judging too harshly. Maybe Sean will come on a panel later when we do a panel a few days. I can't do it today, but it maybe look at it differently. But for me personally, I'm looking at it and going, I just don't see it, right? But again, I'm not discounting it. I'm not saying it's over. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying they shouldn't be in a relationship. I'm just saying at the moment, I can't see it. Right now, what I see is superficial stuff. I see things to do with finances. I don't necessarily see anything at the moment where I'm seeing some depth. I'm not seeing I'm not really seeing any emotional connection. Right? But maybe it'll work out well. I don't know. I'm not going to shout them down and say they're not going to never work. I'm just saying I'm not seeing much. So maybe him coming to Miami, that might bring a little bit more closeness, right? It might bring a bit more experiences together. Maybe that would be the case. But at the moment, I want to be honest, I haven't seen anything. I'm saying to you. So I don't know. I'm gonna reserve my thoughts with them in that respect. There's not much more I can say about that. But you're right. Sharice does need the anger management, absolutely. And like I said, we've seen how this plays out because she got into a situation with Zoe last season, the season of Miami, and I said about how Sharice behaved with Zoe, that even though Zoe was the biggest problem, because as a man, you should never be getting into the space of a woman in that capacity. Never, right? But I said that the way that she pointed a stick at him, I said she got some issues too. And now she's admitting that she has the anger problems. The reality of the situation is that's going to play a role in the relationship. So she does need to work on that so that she can grow from that. You know what I mean? No matter how nonchalant he is, it is going to play a role. Right? It's going to play a role. So we'll have to wait and see. But the anger issues, yeah. Because that's what we saw with the ladies. I can't lie to you. We saw the anger issues with the ladies. I can't lie. Y'all didn't see the anger issues with the ladies, especially in the reunion. You know, that's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, Maurice will not tolerate that. You know, Therese will not tolerate that at all. And that's the thing, because, you know, that will also play a role, you know. That will also play a role that the kid that he has, the child that he has, she seemed pretty, you know, calm and pretty on her dad, you know, like in terms of like, you know, loving her dad and wanting her dad to, you know, to have a peaceful situation. I'm telling you, they ain't gonna have it. It'll be quickly becoming a problem if that becomes her main bone, right? So, you know, I know she doesn't get on very well with the ladies sometimes. The question is, Cerise, are you gonna be able to get on with his daughter? Because that's gonna be an issue too. If you out here play with the apple of his eye, you might get sent packing, you know, right? So that's also a part too. She needs to work on the anger issues, and someone said trust issues, but also how she deals with other women. You can't keep having beef every time with other women, like, because he's got a daughter too. He's got a daughter, so that's gonna be a problem, you know. So if you've got issues with women, that might be a problem for you. He has 5 children. My God, I didn't even know. 5. I thought it was a 1. 5 kids. I didn't even realize. 5 kids. Yeah, she gonna need to behave. That anger issue, it won't work long. It won't work very long. Yeah. That's a good point, Viva. That's really a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, that's a really big point, that the true colors will end up showing once the pressure starts to build. You can pretend at first, but if you don't deal with the core issue within yourself, that the anger that you feel, which oftentimes is from pain and unresolved issues, you're going to find yourself in a place, all right? You're going to find yourself in a place where that, when you get triggered somewhere else, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. And stepkids will do that to you.
So far, getting to know you, I feel like it's a good fit. I do have some reservations. I need that man in my life who's going to be there and support me and show up for me.
I got you. I'll be there.
Now, it also depends too how much does Maurice want her. You know, maybe Maurice likes, you know, having that pretty woman by his arm. You know, maybe Maurice likes having that pretty woman too. He might, you know, give her more of a chance because he likes having that pretty woman on his arm. So, you know, that could play a role in it. And it's not just that, but okay, what if they have issues with other women out and about in the street or other friends and da-da-da. And if she's having all these issues with women, where is her friendships? I'm asking that question about friendships. Who's her friend? And will you become her support network? And her only support network? I know LJ's there, but LJ don't count. Right? That's the question. All right, we'll shift it. Leave it there, Sharice. You know what I mean? Someone said you get aired by the kids. Woo! Okay. Next one. Let's talk about, obviously, Ashley and Don. Because they had a situation too. I don't know. Ashley and Don.
You can be a little hard to work with sometimes. You definitely have times where you need to get your words together. I'm the type of woman who needs a man that takes charge.
Okay, now listen, let me be honest with you. Okay, this situation, right? They agreed to be friends. They agreed to work on their friendship, and she didn't want to let the relationship go because she felt like, you know what? She felt like, man, this is funny. So they're gonna work on their friendship. She doesn't want to let him go just yet. But there's no movement to Nola, which we knew Nola was never gonna happen, right? We knew Nola was never gonna happen. But let's be freaking honest, right? Let's be freaking honest. The situation with with Don, it just doesn't make. I need him to leave it alone. I just needed to leave it alone. Sis, you said he's patient. He sees you, but you know he needs to get his words together. You know he wants to get behind the leader. But all the conversations I've been seeing with them, I ain't been seeing her trying to get behind him at all. I ain't been seeing someone trying to get behind a leader. Now, I think someone like Kirsten will probably naturally lead her because that's the energy he has. But I'm like, yo, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, you're not even going to give him the opportunity to become a leader. You ain't even given the opportunity to become a leader. So, not even that, but because you lead the interactions with all the compliments and all the I like you and all of that. This is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes with pursuing a man. That ladies, allow some room. Like, My thing is, I'm always, when people start telling me they love me, they like me, and they think I'm amazing, I'm not saying don't compliment me, but you know when people overdo it, you don't really believe what they're saying to you. But when you're in that position, you're also leading the interaction far too much. I need you to chill it. Okay? I need you to chill it. I need you to chill it. You're doing too much. Right? And when I look at it, I'm like, yo, they do too much with that. So you've been leading a lot of the interactions. So, of course, Don is not going to be able to, you know, it's not going to be able to lead. But then again, that's not his natural MO. Can I be honest with you? Don also, too, that is not his natural MO. That is not his natural MO. Okay? So, in all reality, this relationship is done. All right? It's done. But I want to say this. We've seen a lot of things between Ashley and between Don. We've seen the arguments they've had. We've seen the frustrations they've had. She was obviously frustrated with the fact that, you know, his communication wasn't great. I'm looking at it and I'm going, okay, look, the communication isn't great. The communication isn't working. The communication, you felt like he doesn't do that. He doesn't lead very well. Why are we still keeping this? Because he's a great safety net. Right? Why are we still keeping this? Working on our friendship? No, baby, let it go. You don't want that man. Let it go. Like Moses said to Pharaoh, let it go. Okay? It's time. And she doesn't want to let it go because, again, like the safety of having somebody want you, the safety of having somebody like you is there. But this, you're not moving to NOLA. You know, I didn't even hear, did she even say that he's going to come and see her in Atlanta? Did she say that? Or did she say they're going to work on their friendship? That's what I'm asking. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, so I'm like, okay, this. I think to myself that this is it's a done deal, and I need Don to also fix up too. Why are you dragging this along? This is how you get into toxic relationships, Don. Don, fix up. I've been talking about Ashley the whole entire time, but you are a problem yourself. I need Don to fix up. It's about time. Because you cannot be telling me you always end up in toxic relationships and this relationship has not benefited you, has not been great, has not been nice. You know, you've been checked. You've been told to change your clothing, okay? Everything about you, she's been complaining about, and you still want this relationship to work? This ain't it. This ain't it. Don needs to work on himself. Okay, he needs to work on himself, and I need him to go and fix up because this is not a relationship you need to be in. It's got all the earmarks of it being that toxic relationship that you were talking about. It's got all the earmarks of being the kind of relationship that you said you did not want to have, that you've had in the past. You're not learning. And that's why you and Ashley are in the same place right now. You're not learning. You're not growing from those past mistakes. You're still doing the same thing over and over again. And doing the same thing over and over again, as I said, is insanity.
I want to be behind a leader.
Like, I see you a lot aggressive. I don't like that for him.
I damn near drowned today. You were sitting right there with your head down and your tail tucked. Those are things that I feel, you know, we could possibly work on, but there are also concerns.
My girl told him you had your head down and your tail tucked and you want to continue this relationship? Don, yep, I'm going to need you to fix up. Okay? I'm going to need Don to fix up. Yeah, Don needs to fix up. Yeah, because this ain't it. I can't lie to you. You can't continue this situation the way you are continuing it. You can't. You've been doing, Ashley hasn't even taken accountability for the fact that you text her and you found out the text was actually a text. So where did you see a difference in Ashley's behavior? You haven't. And you're still continuing on. You still want it to work? Yeah, Don likes being abused. We have to be honest about it. Same with Ashley. She likes to be in a situation where she's being mistreated. Because why? Had Kirsten not literally run away, literally run away, would still be in a Kirsten situation. And Don likes to be in a situation with Ashley. He likes it. He likes it. I'm sorry, he likes it. These two both like to be victimized. And this is why they're in the situation they're in right now. They like to be victimized. Right? So we need Don to this is where, you know, some people haven't had a great understanding of what role they need to come into. And like I said, when you become more aggressive with your nature, become more aggressive who you are, you tend to say, hey, look, you know what? I can't accept this. This is no longer what I want to be at. This is no longer the level I need to be at. I need to increase my level. I need to be better. I need to choose better. I need to be in a better position by understanding me. I need to know that, hey, what I did here didn't work. I'm changing it. And yet we're in the same position again. You know what I mean? So something we need to know Don's background. You know, I talk about Ashley a lot, but we need to know Don's background. We need to know, Don, what did you suffer in your childhood? What did you go through? Why are we wanting to be in toxic situations? Right? Why is that? I know the friend situation, like for instance, the friend situation, right? As much as I think the friend was doing what she was doing, the reality of the situation is that Don likes those situations and it always happens to him. Right? It always happens to him, and it happened again to him. Where the friend is now arguing with your girl. You like those situations.
So with all that being said, I decided I don't want to cry because I want to say it. My hands are sweating, my feet are sliding in my shoes. I don't know what.
Send him a mash. Send his ass. Okay, so listen. Yeah, look, that's a real stuff. That's a real situation there. Something running away from something. Yeah, potentially could be. You know, I think Don just needs to really look into it. You know. And look into why he continues that nature of a relationship like that. Mary asked me, will I reach out to any of the cast for interviews? I know me and Cherie said we'll have one. I'm going to try and holler at Ashley as well. I don't know about Vern because I don't know if from the last season that she was on, if she will do, but I'll ask her. Zadia is definitely a no-go. I'm going to try and get Cam on as well. So we'll see. Amma said he likes to get beat up verbally. Listen, he needs to learn and grow. That's it. He needs to learn and grow. Okay, cool. Let's quickly go to Zadia and Cam. Okay. Zadia and Cam. This is my last section. I will address the reunion part of it on another live.
I go with my gut and I go with my heart. We want more, so let's do more.
Thank you for showing up for my girl. Keep showing up for my girl. That's my advice.
Yes.
Listen, let me be honest with you. What the heck is going on? Zadia, what the heck? How many times must I say it? Wake up from your sleep. Wake up. Wake up, Zadia. Why are we here again? At this point, I don't even know what she's hearing. I've even got a sore throat on. At this point, I'm not sure what she's hearing. I'm like, wait, Zadia, what are you hearing that we're not hearing? What are you hearing that we are not hearing? Because how do we get to this point? Please tell me how. Tell me how we get to a place where you are choosing Cam again. How? This brother has told you he hasn't got time for you. So where would he find time? I'm confused. Where would he find time to be actually able to date you in DC? If he hasn't got time for you now, how would he have time for you in DC? Come on, Zadia. Okay? Come on. Yeah? I'm just being real with you. He hasn't got the time for you now. Why would he have the time for you in DC? Now, the reality of the situation also is this, right? And Dorika, you put it greatly, right? She hasn't chosen a relationship. She's chosen a situationship. And she's agreeing to the situationship. That's what she's agreeing to. She's not agreeing to dating after. She's agreeing to a situationship. Okay? So Zadia doesn't want this thing to end, but she knows that she's unwilling to concede it, and she'll take whatever she can get. Okay? Right? So I'm going to say this, like Zadia, this is where esteem and self-worth is what I was telling you guys always about, that you need to have esteem and self-worth. That if you don't have those things, you always go into situations where you lessen your value. Okay? That you undersell yourself because you don't realize your value. And so now we've got Zadia chasing after this man who's told you he ain't got the time for you. I mean, sis, if you wanted to have a situationship, you didn't need to put it on TV for us. No, let's keep it real and a buck, right? We have to really deep the situation, you know. Deep the situation. Zadia could have said, no, I gotta let you go, and she could have organized a situationship after. Honestly, she could have said no and chose a situationship after. You feel me? This could have been another situation elsewhere. So the fact that she also put herself in a position where she's willing to be embarrassed. She's going to choose somebody who hasn't been choosing her. She's been having conversations. Her face has told us that she's hearing something completely different to what she actually wants. That at the very end, all you had to do was say, listen, I choose me, and maybe you could have done, you've embarrassed yourself on national television as well. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So for me, I realize that there's a deeper hole in Zadia's heart than she realizes. I don't think she fully conceives the fact that she's got some brokenness there in terms of the way that she views herself and values herself. Now, Cam also too, I got a problem with him too. Now, maybe he didn't want to embarrass her on television, but I'm gonna need him to be also accountable still, right? Because at this point, you did try to tell her that you didn't want it, but you didn't, you know, you're now in a position where you're like, bro, you're looking like you're happy that she chose you. Why? Why? Do you know what I'm saying to you? Why? So for me, I'm looking and I'm going, yeah, you know that you don't want her. You know that you ain't got the time for her. And it looks scary because next week's clip looks like when he's basically saying to her he don't want her, basically. He didn't want her. It looks like that. We don't know for sure because we have to see next week's episode. But it looks like he's almost saying like, I didn't want you next week. That's true. You know, you ain't gonna lie to you, Trey. That's true. That's true. That's very true. People ain't gonna turn down that easy box. That's true. But you know, she's choosing you based on a relationship, though. You know. Man. When I do I'll do a deep analysis. This is my quick thoughts. And then I'll go deeper in my other when I do another live. But this is my quick thoughts. I think quickly on the reunion. I'll have my say quickly on the reunion because boy, baby, that was a bit crazy.
And they're ready to spill the tea. We're gonna do what? The idea was simple.
Say that.
If I was ever offended by you, I would come to you first before I would go talk to anybody
that's
else.
you. This is me.
You clearly do not care for anybody else. You're not playing this over. Just let it go.
And fast forward it.
Ladies,
Yeah.
what is going on? Sharice, when you watch that back, what do you think to yourself?
I think it's pathetic.
So we're going to talk a little bit about this, the Sharice and Zadia situation quickly. Again, I'll do a separate video for this because I want to be able to go deeper into it. But the Sharice and Zadia situation, they both have to hold some smoke here, right? Sharice herself, okay, is a problem. Okay? Now, Zadia is a problem, but in a different way. For instance, Zadia can get on with other women. Like, that doesn't mean that Zadia doesn't have issues with other women, but she can get on with other women. Right? It's an issue. Sharice seems to have problems with women every chance she gets. There seems to be issues with other women every chance she gets. And so with the Sharice and Zadia situation, Sharice struck first. There was no need to snitch about the door situation. None. Okay? There was literally no reason for Sharice to land the first blow. She creates her own problems. Okay? That's where it started from. Okay? Sharice needed not to start the whole situation and the problem. That's just a fair point I got to put out there, right? So you throw the first stone, okay? And by the way, it's not like it was we got into an argument and then she threw the first stone. There was no argument. This is out the blue. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what Sharice did is actually unnecessary. Like, it was not an argument. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't a debate. It simply was, she didn't like the fact that Zadia was out and about. And for her, she decided to out Zadia. She didn't need to. You know, she didn't need to. So that was the first initial situation. Then obviously they have an argument in the kitchen. And I felt, again, still at that point, Zadia was being quite respectful, right? I still think she was being quite respectful in regards to how she was dealing with Sharice. I feel like Sharice was really going at her. Now, Sharice didn't like the fact that she said that she's not a girl's girl. I mean, to be honest, Sharice isn't a girl's girl. You know, she's not a girl's girl. So that situation happened too, in that respect. But let's leave it there. Let's say that happens, right? Okay. You know, Zadia shouldn't have lied in that moment. We already said this. She should have owned her truth. There was literally no reason to not own her truth. Right? There's literally no reason no reason not to own your truth. You're a grown girl, like you said, you're out and about, okay? And so she easily could have said, hey, look, you know what? I snuck out. I went, you know, to see Cam. I chilled, I vibed. Whatever we did is up to me. I'm a grown-ass adult, and I don't want to be discussing it on national television. Fair. Right? I don't see why we need to know whether she was out with Cam and they had sex. It's none of my business. Like, I wasn't interested in finding that out. You know what I mean? Like, it's none of your business to know what I was doing out and about. And it also, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying to you, right? So if she's out and about and she's talking with Cam late at night or whatever, it's none of my business. Just open the door and let her come in the house, man. You get what I'm saying to you? It's controlling to do that. You know? But anyway, so that happens, the kitchen happens, and then we obviously get the later fight where between Zadia and Cam, Zadia and Charisse, because they had a conversation. At least what we saw was that Zadia tried to bring it up to Charisse. You know, Zadia tried to bring it up to Charisse that Zadia wanted to bring it up to Charisse. And in that sense, when she did that, the conversation they had between Charisse and Zadia wasn't great, right? Again, they got into an argument. Both of them really wasn't really. I mean, I feel like Zadia was quite calm. I can't lie to you. In that argument, the second argument that they had, where Charisse and Zadia tried to talk, she said, "I want to come and talk to you." Again, I felt Zadia was quite calm in that situation. Again, I didn't see the fight there from Zadia again once more in that situation. Now, probably, you know, the argument, one or two things were said on both sides, I think, but again, I wasn't really seeing it in that respect. And then, obviously, then the fateful one where they have a beef about what they said. In that situation, you know, Zadia definitely had a problem. You know, definitely had a problem. Not you say that you feel like Zadia's working behind the scenes, Sean. Not you say that. Listen, Zadia can't hide who she is. If she's bad, she's bad. Like, that's one thing I have to be honest about Zadia with, right? If she's bad on camera. She's just not bad. She doesn't even have the ability to be sneaky like that because she's bad in general. Right? When Zadia does stuff, she does it on camera. So we always get to see her do her stuff. It always comes out. That's why I'm like, I don't think she did anything different to what Charisse was doing, because to what we saw on the camera, because you know, to what we saw on the camera, because in all honesty, Zadia's quite and someone said, yeah, she's quite, wears her heart on her sleeve. Whether I agree with it or not, I don't agree with everything she does. I really don't. But in reality, she does everything out in the open. So I don't see her doing anything more than what she already did. Right? I don't see her doing anything more than really what she did. Right? When she talks out of pocket, we hear it. I don't want to give Charisse an out on this situation. She's out of pocket. You know? So I don't know. I mean, yeah, we didn't see her threatening Kerry. You're right, we didn't, right? But we saw her telling Dante and threatening Dante. She doesn't get away with her behaviors because it always comes on camera. She can't stop doing what she's doing. You get what I'm saying to you? She can't stop doing what she does. You know? So she is if she provokes, she normally does it on camera. Like the LJ situation, she definitely was wrong. I definitely, you know, we call her out. She was wrong. And on that one, she was wrong. She tried to pretend as if she didn't know what she was saying. She tried to pretend as if she don't know what she's saying. She knew that she said something to Charisse and it was out of pocket. You know? She knew what she was saying was out of pocket. Literally out of pocket. You get me? So, yeah. I mean, personally,
Like, in a respectful manner, she starts yelling, screaming, cursing me out, calling me names.
It's not true. The things that she's saying about me, it's just not true. Saying that I'm a bully, I'm constantly being misunderstood and talked about in a way that's just not true.
Wait, hold on. So how did you get mad at her?
She blindsided me with that whole conversation about house rules. I didn't.
I didn't think that I did anything to her by having rules. By saying I didn't want a guy to come into the house, I didn't think that was something she should be upset over.
I wasn't upset that she didn't want guys in the house. As soon as she said she didn't want anyone in the house,
She
I
said,
said, okay.
okay, but you were upset that I said it on the couch.
Okay.
You see, that is disingenuous. See, what Sharice is doing right there is disingenuous, right? The person said they're not frustrated about the rules, right? They weren't necessarily frustrated about the rules. They're frustrated about you exposing them. She didn't agree with the rules. She didn't agree with the rules. She didn't like the rules that you're putting into place, but she respected the rules. She respected the rules. This is what I'm saying. I'm looking at Sharice. I'm going, Sharice is literally doing the same thing that this is how she ends up not having female friends, because you are alienating people. You literally alienate people. Right? And you try to control the situation by implementing the rules. And as soon as she then went outside and went and saw the guy, all that had to happen was open the door. You exposed her. That tells me something. You've got control issues. That I don't like that. And by the way, Zadia's not getting a free pass because we know that she also has problems too. But I'm just saying, like, we just got to call a spade a spade. I'm out here moving like Kirsten. Drinking the last tablets. And I've got another water bottle. All right.
Breathe. All right. So, Sharice, here's the issue. You never told me at that moment that you had an issue with me. You had a problem
what's your point?
Hold on. You had a problem with me.
Okay.
So you sat on the couch.
She asked me a question. That's why.
Sharice, I just want to be able to finish a sentence. Like
you don't
you
make
haven't.
See, this is what I'm trying to see. And Sharice won't even let her finish the point, you know. And see, Sharice won't even let her finish the point. Right? She won't let her finish the point. And so if you keep on going on when I'm talking, and you guys, if you were on my live yesterday, you saw it happen, right? The men's live, right? I was trying to finish a point, and because I couldn't finish a point, they just jumped on you. Don't want you to finish a point and have the conversation. When people jump in and not let you finish your points, it's because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to be corrected, and they don't want you to be able to speak out, right? But the reality of the situation was, Sharice was wrong in this situation. It's just that simple. Like, and we're trying to tell you, and you're not listening to the situation. And you can see the other girls smiling and laughing because they're laughing because they're looking at you like, come on. Yeah?
To finish a sentence this entire time.
Sharice, you keep shutting her down. Just listen.
Because I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I really don't care.
See what I'm saying to you? So how do you expect me to believe how do you expect me to believe that Sharice isn't a problem here, or that Zadia was trying to provoke her the whole entire time? Even on a reunion, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. Tamika's telling you, keep quiet, let her tell her side of things. That tells me how irrational Sharice is behaving in that moment. When I say irrational, what I should say is how she's not even perceiving the situation to be like, hold on a minute, let me just listen and see what she's got to say. It's the same thing that was happening with when we saw on her season when she was getting a beef with Kadian, right? She goes after the strongest person with the strongest opinion, and she tries to dominate that person, and that person likes to fight back. She likes to fight. Okay, and that's that simple. She likes to fight, and so that's what happens. But in this situation, look, we're not even getting a chance to even tell the side of the story. You know what I mean?
I do not care. Zadia, get to your point, honestly.
So I was just saying to her, hey, if you would have gave me an opportunity, I would have easily said, I'm sorry.
But I didn't feel comfortable talking to you at the time. I felt
We
comfortable
were
talking
the
to
only four
Tamika.
people that had to live together.
And
Nobody
she
else had
asked
to live in
in
a
the
house.
house.
Okay, hear me out.
I'm gonna hear what Tamika has to say. and we can move.
And listen, I'm not even saying that Zadia's innocent, but I do understand why she felt like she was being bullied in that moment. I do. If you're always on my neck, if you started out attacking me for no apparent reason, yeah, of course I'm gonna have an issue with you. Of course. Right? Because that's not how you're behaving with Vern. You tried it. You didn't even try it with Vern. When Vern took your guy, you didn't even have an argument. You said, "Be gone, let him have him." But I decided to go outside and talk to a guy that I'm talking to, and you want to air me out, yeah, it's going to look like bullying. If I try to talk to you and I always get this response from, yes, it's combative and aggressive, and I get that from you, yes, I'm going to call you a bully at that point in time, right? I'm going to call it bullying at that point in time. Now, am I saying that Zadia doesn't have her issues when it comes to how she deals with people? I'm not saying that at all, but it's going to look like bullying. It is going to look like bullying. You know what I'm saying to you? Because you keep getting on my neck about stuff, right? And just because I feel like Zadia has issues with other people and she has bullied other people doesn't mean that she can't be bullied, right? And doesn't mean I can't be objective about a situation between two people. I know that Zadia has bullied other people, right? We've called her out on previous season that she's bullied other people. I'm not going to discount that, right? But in this instance, why are you always on the neck? Why'd you keep going after Zadia? When, from what we see from the camera, there has been 2 or 3 conversations where she's tried to have a calm conversation, and Charisse does the same thing over and over again. Right? Now, of course, Zadia has her little way. She's a little bit cheeky too, because she knew what she was doing by saying, saying about the LJ kiss, and then trying to play victim when she got called out. She's not a, innocent party, 100% no. She's not a perfect victim in that respect. But from what we've seen on camera, I can also say I understand why she would say she felt like she's being bullied by her. You know what I mean? In that respect. I'm not saying that necessarily that Charisse is a bully. I'm just saying I can understand the perspective of feeling like you're being bullied in that situation. Right? Yeah? But when you target people, Sean, that is bullying. When people are targeting you, that's a part of the bullying. That's what bullies do. They target you. That's why I said Charisse knows what she's doing. Zadia's also done it in the past as well. When you target somebody, that's what bullying is. And I know it's very hard for us to see that because we see Zadia as somebody who's always fighting. I'm not saying that it's that she hasn't got a problem. I'm just saying again once more, you keep coming after people, you won't do it. And the reality of the situation also too, obviously clearly Ashley and Vern also felt the issues with Charisse because they were on the side of Zadia by the end of the conversation, because Charisse then turned it onto the other girls. Right? So clearly Charisse has an issue here. As soon as they didn't believe her, she turned against them. You know what I mean? To bully someone is to have perceived that the person as weak. Yeah? I mean, just because we look at Zadia as being strong doesn't mean that she sees her as being that strong. You understand what I'm saying to you? Whether we see the person as weak or not, it makes a difference. It's your action you're doing. Right? And to bully is to a person who habitually seeks to harm or intimidate those whom they perceive as vulnerable, right? So when you see that other person and you're looking at a person, we don't know what she sees the person as. What we are seeing is your behavior. We don't need to see Zadia as being vulnerable. We need to know exactly how she sees Zadia. That's the whole issue. It's not how we view Zadia, it's how she views Zadia and how she looks at her. You know what I'm saying to you? And again, once more, putting it out there again, it's not to say that Zadia is weak per se or anything like that. We're just saying that, it's a problem. Now I wish that Zadia would obviously open her eyes and see that, that the situation between herself and Cam requires the same kind of energy she's given to Charisse a little bit, that she'll need to be there as well. So yeah, I mean, look, in reality, the situation, I think this is definitely going to be a topic of debate. It's definitely going to be a topic of debate as well. So we're going to definitely see. We definitely going to see in the next, next week and see what happened, because I think there's a lot more that will probably come out next week as well. But I'm gonna leave it there. My hour's up, guys. You know what I'm saying? My hour's up. You know, and maybe we can have a discussion about it. Is it bullying or is it not bullying? You know, we can have a discussion about that. You know, you know. There you go. There you go, Haitian. Yeah. You know, so somebody said I have it opposite. Maybe I do. Maybe I haven't got it right. You know what I'm saying to you? Maybe I haven't got it right. So, you know, I know Sean's also saying that maybe there's another way to look at it. So maybe I need to look at it a different way. Right now, that's what I see. You know, right now, that's what I see. Right now, I don't see, you know, that perspective. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be out. Much love, much appreciation. And we'll see you again soon as well. I think the super panel will probably be a little bit later. So I'm going to talk to the gang and see what I can do for you, get you guys. I have to do it early because I got to go out tonight. So we will see. Okay. All right. But I appreciate you guys. Stay locked. And if actually, let me get Sean. Actually, Sean wants to say, let me get Sean on quickly then. Let me get Sean's thoughts quickly. Sean, let me give you the link so you can just say your thoughts quickly. My bad. Because I know he wanted to say something. And let me get him on quickly, and then I'll bounce. So he can just say his thoughts real quick. Go for it, Sean. I'll give you the link for you, Sean, if you want it. Just, I know you want to discuss the point real quick, so let me know your thoughts. Oh. Let's have a look. I don't know if you're sure. Come on. Boy. Oh, there is Cap. Yeah, Sean, sorry. Go for it, Cap, bro.
Hey.
Different perspective.
I'm fighting for my life again.
All my life I had to fight.
Oh, Lord. I'm fighting for Simone, and now I'm fighting for Sharif. Why I got to fight on them? I'm just a young black man trying to make it in the world. So timely.
Oh my gosh. It's so crazy.
But listen, I mean, I don't want to, and
bro.
I'm under the weather. It's the worst time of the year, man. I'm dying, but
I hate it, bro.
Look, I just feel like it's a little more you know, context to the bullying part because, you know, I've said it before, like, I think Charisse, and this is why she goes so hard after certain people, she sees someone that's a bully, and she's watched Zadia's season, so she already has her in her mind as the bully, so that's why she targets her and she goes after her. She's like the bully slayer. So she already has a perception of Zadia in her head, so that frames how she treats her. But I don't think she's bullying her or going after her because she thinks Zadia is weak and she is like, you know, intentionally, you know, trying to pick apart somebody's weaknesses. Because that's what a bully does. A bully will see somebody that is less attractive or, you know, not as popular or has something different about them that people don't like, and then they go after them because they feel like they can beat them up or they think they're stronger than the person. That's not Sharice's MO. The same thing with Kadian. She went after her because Kadian has a big mouth, you know, and she's very outspoken and could appear to be a bully. Maybe she wasn't, but could appear that way. And in Sharice's mind, she went after her. She was like, smack me. I'm going to stand up to you, you know, because I'm not going to let anybody else or myself ever be bullied again. So that's how I see her behavior. Again, I don't want it to be misconstrued that I'm saying she is right. She's not right for going after Zadia. She's not right for doing the petty things that she did. But I don't like the fact that I see Zadia as painting her as a bully because then it excuses her behavior. Because certain words are trigger words. So when you say bully, automatically people back up and it's like the person gets, you know, becomes a victim. And I think that is, Zadia is just playing a different level of the game at this point. That's how I see her. And I've watched her lives and her other interviews. She sounds the same. She sounds very arrogant, very like, you know, she didn't really learn the lesson. She wasn't understanding how the whole situation with Cam played out. you know, and I think maybe she's not as outspoken or as outwardly aggressive with other people as she was in past seasons, but she's still seeming the same to me.
No, that's a good point. No, it's a good point. I'll like to counter it in a less combative way, but it's the word of the season. But no, that's actually a really good point, right? That she may see it as a noble cause to go after people who she feels are bullies, right? Because she maybe felt like she's been bullied in the past. But the problem with that is that sometimes you don't realize you've become the bully yourself. See, in that situation between her and Zadia, she hasn't started anything, Zadia, yet. She went after her. So now you've become the bully, right? So when you started off with a noble cause of trying to make sure you set things in corrective motion, maybe to stop people from bullying other people, right? But now you've actually become the very thing you're trying to fight because you attack somebody without there being an actual just cause of why you attack the person, right? Why did you have to expose her to Tamika or the production or whatever? Why did you have to expose her in front of the group? The rest of the group was saying, hey, I was home, and left it at that. Why did you have to expose her in that situation? Do you get what I'm saying to you? So whilst you may have previously had the right mindset in terms of trying to be Robin Hood, in terms of saving people and trying to help them, right? But now you're in a position where you've now attacked somebody without there being just cause. Now you have become the bully. And that's what I'm trying to say. So that's the point I'm also bringing to the table too, that, in that situation, that whilst you may feel like you're standing up for people, at the same time, you got to be very careful, because what happens is you can end up becoming the very thing you're actually fighting in that moment. And I think that she did become that very thing that she was fighting in that moment, right? And now maybe we can say Zadia does some things behind the scenes, whatever, blah, 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 in that sense. But Zadia is quite an open book in terms of her nonsense. It tends to come out. It tends to always come out, publicly when she comes on the screen, because she's not very good at hiding who she really is. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So, for me personally, I think that aspect of it, and again, I think it shows because the rest of the girls also too, how they actually were responding to Charisse, right? Even Charisse, how she handled the situation at the very end. Where, they're telling you, Tamika's telling you, let her finish her point, and Charisse won't let her finish her point. At that point, you're no longer in a space of, I'm being Robin Hood and helping people, and I'm fighting people who want to fight other people. At that point, you believe you're above the moral compass, and you're not. You're now doing the very same thing that you told a bully shouldn't do. You're doing the very same thing. And sometimes our nobility in those moments can sometimes lead us to a place where we're doing the very same thing we're fighting. But go for it, Sean.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. I do believe that, Charisse is misguided. And I think that that's what happens when you use the same tactics to go after people that you have a problem with. It's just like the tale of Robin Hood. He's still a thief. I don't care how noble the cause is. You're still a thief. So I do believe that at the end of the day, her just going after her you're never going to win, using someone's same tactics, right? And I think to the point where the girls were all on the couch, I think that's a very difficult situation to be in, is when it's like a gang up. And I don't like those scenarios. I don't care if everybody thinks the person is wrong. When two people are having a disagreement and other people try to jump in, or somebody picks apart, and this is where I've got to get on Ashley's neck again, because in that conversation, Ashley always has to insert herself into something, and now you're going to try to chastise Charisse. Wrong road, because it's already heated. It's already heated. Pipe down. You took a piece of what she said, and then you're just running to the rails with it. Oh, I was your friend. I was your friend. Do you expect her to take a 180 and understand what you're trying to? No, that's not what she's saying. She did feel isolated, because I'm sure there were things that they did in that house that left Charisse feeling isolated. And some of it was probably Charisse's own fault because of how she reacted. So just let her have that and shut up. I'm sorry. I think Ashley was doing too much, and you just took something that was already heated and you just made it worse. So that's my thoughts about that. I just think like whenever people are having a debate, especially if two people are having a very specific debate about something that happened between the two of them, just sit back and let them talk it out. Let them flesh it out. Let Tamika and Tanika Ray be the host and the moderators of the discussion. So that's where I think the girls just should have just sat back.
I mean, I'm again, politely disagree and say I think Sharice brought the ladies into the conversation. I think someone said it when she mentioned the word y'all, she was addressing the rest of the group, right? And because of that, the other girls got involved. Now, actually, before this point, I don't think the girls necessarily got involved, right? We saw the video of the girls having their first argument after Sharice was called out Zadia. On the camera, the girls didn't get involved. Now we're at the reunion. Don't say y'all when we haven't said anything to, which is why I understood why Ashley was vexed. Because if we haven't been involved the whole entire time and we spoke to you and we spoke to Zadia separately to get the girls to be in a better space, don't you ever in your freaking life try to drag me into it like we're being bad to you. Don't ever. And don't start playing the victim now about we're ganging up on you when you know for sure we haven't spoke to you. We haven't ganged up on you. We've spoke to you separately, have conversations on either side today. Zadia, get your ish together. Sharice, get your ish together. And then you use this moment because you're losing, right? Because you're losing and people are seeing you for what you're really doing to now turn it on the rest of us when we're not involved. We weren't involved. At that point, I'm going to be vexed. I'm going to be vexed because I've been defending you the whole entire time. Don't you dare turn on me when I've been defending both you and Zadia. Don't do that. Don't bring me into the situation. And I think that is where the frustration comes, especially for Ashley, because I've been defending you the whole entire time. And you try to drag me into it. I wasn't, and people are trying to tell Sharice, listen to what she's got to say. Listen to what she got to say. Listen to what she got to say. And you're not trying to listen. Maybe that's where the frustration is also coming from as well. But I don't know, Sean, you might go on with it. I think it's a different perspective, isn't it? So it's interesting to see a different perspective. I'm hearing you too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you know what? I took from it the same way. Like, you remember we were having that whole heated debate around Simone Biles, right?
Okay,
And
sorry.
you and I were talking. I just feel like when too many people start chiming in and then everyone starts saying something countering what you're saying, it's a very difficult position to remain calm when there's a bunch of people and you're having a heated debate with somebody else. It just changes the tides. And especially if you have somebody next to you and they're telling you, no, you're wrong. And you're telling somebody their feelings, because we're talking about feelings here. She was talking about feelings in this point. So it's not even like facts. She's saying, this is how I felt. Now you're going to tell me I'm wrong. It's very difficult to be in that position when you already feel like, hey, listen, I got a lot of weight coming my way and I don't feel like I'm being heard. And now people are telling me my own feelings are wrong. So that's my point when I just think when two people are in a heated argument, because I don't care if she said, oh, well, I felt isolated. Those were her feelings. Don't tell her she's wrong. What are you going to do? What did she said those are her feelings. You got to let somebody get their stuff out. It's the same way when somebody comes on this channel and they have a very opinion that's all the way to the left. You don't immediately jump on the attack. You let them talk. You let them vet out whatever they're going to say. Even when that wild idiot guy came on here slurring, making slurs. You let him talk. Because once you get to jumping all over somebody, it just makes the situation worse. And I think Ashley has a history of inserting her places and making it more personal than it needed to be. Because it's not like she said, you're a bitch and you're the worst person in the world. She said, I didn't feel like they have my back. That's her feelings. She has a right to feel how she felt. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Sharice is right, Ashley's wrong, Zadia's right, Sharice is wrong. I'm saying in that scenario, what you need to do when two people are arguing is sometimes you just got to shut it up because you think you're going to insert yourself and now you got to clear your name. You don't have to clear your name. If you were good to her, then that's going to stand.
But it's not going to stand, is it? Because it's on camera, right? Because we're on camera and you're accusing me of something now. Right? And the very thing that you said about people respecting Sharice's feelings and so she can express herself, did she do the same thing for Zadia? That's the proof that we have. We don't have the proof of the reverse. We have the proof of what she did. Like, and this is what I'm saying about that Sharice's behavior is it becomes where it's like she in a sense like you guys didn't invite me, and I think when the conversation, I mean, let me try and find the clip anyway before we jump again. You know, I'll try and find a clip, Sean, that we can listen to and see if we can get more context.
She pinpointed me out and decided to pick on me the entire time I was in the house.
That's a lie.
The problem is that no one can say anything to Sharice. I tried
That's
with
a
her
lie.
several times. Every time we had some type of disagreement, instead of her talking to me like in a respectful manner, she starts yelling, screaming, cursing me out, calling me names.
It's just not true.
Wait, hold on. So how did you get mad at her?
She blindsided me.
Be upset over.
I wasn't upset that she didn't want this
makes
entire
sense.
time.
Sharice, you keep trying to. Yes, I asked. Are there any house rules? That's when you lie.
Why did you lie?
Sorry, guys, I'm
Not
flip
someone
through
trying
because
to
copyright will
tell
get
my
us.
business.
Zadia,
Just chit chatting, getting to know each other. That's
cute.
all.
I like that. That made my job. That's good.
See, she would have been so proud of you.
Not like that. Just tell me that.
So the question is, Zadia, when you came out with LJ,
Listen, they're gonna get me with this copyright. So let me stop there. I'll find it behind the scenes, but I will play it for you guys in a second. I think we're almost there at that point where they begin talking about it because it's just before the fight, and we'll find out the reason, the source for why there was a trigger for at least Ashley to get involved in the conversation. But I just need to find a place where it is. Okay, I think somewhere here. Let's.
to both of y'all and just me overall, I just think it's petty and stupid. We can't say it's trigger. I'm a loner. We didn't gang on you. We didn't even intervene.
There we go. Okay, here we go.
And ganged up on.
And it's hard. And Sharice, I have to
Here
say,
we
it feels
go.
like you've had girlfriends that may have betrayed you in the past. And that pain is right there at the surface. Does that sound a little
It
familiar?
does.
And so you felt attacked.
I did.
When she was simply trying to
No,
speak.
I was definitely attacked and ganged up on, but it's okay.
We never ganged on you, Sharice.
That scene in the kitchen when she said I wasn't a sister.
It's a trigger word
but it's
for you.
okay.
It's a trigger.
I
It's
am,
trigger.
I'm a loner.
We didn't gang on you. We didn't even intervene.
That's where the beef started from. When you start saying that we ganged up on you, yeah, I'm gonna cuss you out too, because you know that didn't happen, right? You know that didn't happen, right? And do you know how I know that? Because they've waited for so long not to say anything, that the whole entire time in that conversation, they've not said anything until that moment. That tells me that these people wouldn't have ganged up on her, right? They wouldn't have ganged up on her because we saw the clip. We saw the conversation between you and Zadia, and they stayed out of it. And even in this clip and reunion, the only time they're about to say something in this argument is when you decide to say you got ganged up upon. And I'm definitely going to clear my name because you ain't going to tell me that we ganged up on you when you know that is revisionist history that never ever happened. If we're not saying anything, personally, but I don't know, Sean, how you see it, bro?
I think I see it a little differently because,
Okay.
and again, I think she said it's her feelings, so we can't take away her feelings. Like, it's not like, you know, like people are gonna have different perceptions of how things play out. So I think like, and they were all chiming into the discussion up until that point, which I even forgot. I even forgot the fact that they were all jumping in and chiming in, and then you got Ashley wrapping her arm around her, doing the most, talking about relax. That would annoy me. I'm telling you, somebody doing that to me, it's going to annoy me. Because when I'm in a debate and somebody's trying to tell me to calm down, like, oh no, I can't deal with that. And again, I want people to stop saying I'm putting a cape on for Sharice. I don't know this woman from a can of paint. I really don't. I'm just putting myself in her shoes. I really don't. And I probably will never meet her. You know, like it's really okay. I don't dislike her, and I like Zadia, or vice versa. It's really not. Like, I can have an opinion that's different than everybody else's and not have an invested interest in the person. Like, really, I don't have a cape on for her. Stop, guys. I really think she's mean sometimes. I'm just looking at it like what I've learned, and this is sometimes why lately you'll see me like very polar opposite from what a lot of people think, is I will dig into something a little bit more, and then I will like put myself in the person's shoes, and I know myself, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I know me. And if I'm having a heated debate where somebody's calling me out and then somebody tries to grab my arm and tell me to calm down, that is super annoying. It's super annoying. And on top of that, where other people are saying the fact that, most of the room is against Sharice. So she's already down bad. And those women rather, were chiming in and adding their opinions up until that point, and she was sitting there silent, as Sharice can be silent. And then here you go, everybody's telling you again, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And she's like, I felt ganged up on. Because in the moment in the kitchen, she felt ganged up on because nobody really did agree with her rule, by the way. Let's just make that be clear.
Yeah, no one did.
Nobody
Yeah.
liked that rule. Everybody just went along with it for whatever reason. They went along with the rule, but they didn't like it. So anybody saying that they were fine with the rule, they're lying.
Yeah, they didn't like
Nobody wanted that rule, and they should have had a better way to figure that out with Sharice from the beginning. But everybody disliked that rule, and truth be told, this Zadia 2.0 we're seeing, that's why Sharice got that call to get woken up. And the main thing that Sharice was upset about was Zadia's attitude, because Zadia was probably like, B, yeah, you didn't want me out late, you didn't want men in the house, so I'm out late, and you're going to be the one that gets woken up. And I'm going to be nasty about it. That's what I think about it. Again, I'm not saying Sharice's behavior was right, airing her out or trying to, slut shame her or make her look like she's out here being loose. No, that's not the right way to handle it. That's wrong, wrong, wrong. And Zadia had every right to try to get her back in other ways. So, hey, when you start warfare, you're going to get what you get. So I'm not saying, Sharice is right for the way she handled things with Zadia at all.
So obviously, up until that point, though, and on the reunion, they didn't talk. They didn't get involved, right? So it's only up until that point, when they were addressed in terms of y'all were ganging up on me, did the girls, Vern and Ashley, actually get involved. So there's no previous situation where they were getting involved. The moment on the reunion, when they're having a discussion, it's only when Sharice decides to bring in the other people by saying, y'all were ganging up on me, did they decide to say, whoa, what is going on? Now we're addressing the situation at this point, because now you're bringing us into it. We weren't in it before. We were listening. So how can they be judged for listening and not jumping in and then ganging up on you all of a sudden when you bring them in? We can't pretend to be a victim in a situation I've been ganged up upon when you know that you brought them into the conversation. They were never part of the conversation. The only reason why they're in it is because you're saying that they are part of the situation. And at that point, I'm going to address you. And I think that's why I'm not saying that Zadia is innocent. And it's not about being Zadia being innocent. It's about taking a situation as it is, that in this moment, Sharice plays victim when she is actually, where I feel like she did almost play an aspect of where she was bullied the person. And then when people decide to tell you your behavior is wrong, she proved exactly what Zadia said. Nobody can tell you that you're wrong. Now, of course, no one can tell Zadia she's wrong too. So that's the mirror seeing the mirror. So we know we've got two sides of the coin. But no one can tell you that you're wrong, because we're looking at a situation where literally we're watching it real time and they're telling you, Sharice, listen, let her finish her point. I'm not going to let you finish your point. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't need to hear what you got to say. And then, okay, go and say your point then. Well, I'm trying to, but you're not letting me finish my point. And then you bring other people into it, and then you try to say, you're ganging up on me. Well, if anybody's playing this role of a victim and playing a manipulative role, it's Sharice. Right? If anybody's playing this role that we're talking about, it's Sharice, because she's doing the very things and saying certain things and doing the complete opposite in that moment. So for me personally, I don't like what Sharice is doing, right? I don't like what Sharice is doing, because I think we can see it on camera through the evidence that she really is trying to play this particular game. And let's not forget, Zadia did try to come and apologize to Sharice at a time, right? After the argument. Sharice rejected it. Are we forgetting that point too? Right? We've seen this several times with Sharice, and it comes up because she finds herself in the same space where she always acts as if she's being done something to, and that's what makes her go and fight first off. And it's like, no, that's not being done to you. You know what I'm saying to you? So we're not again saying that Zadia doesn't do anything wrong. That is not the conversation we're having. We're having a conversation about the way that Sharice handles things, and that clip just proves it right there. The reason why the girls are getting angry is because you brought us into it. But let me play a little bit more of the clip, then I'll let Sean jump back in as well, right?
Nothing we have to be with it felt like y'all was getting. I never said nothing to you that I didn't say to Zadia. When it comes to both of y'all and just me overall, I just think it's petty and stupid.
We can't say we have a sisterhood and then say we don't care about.
She said I wasn't a sister. Wait a minute, but you see what you're doing? You give her grace, but you don't know any grace.
Both of you guys were wrong.
I'm not giving her grace.
Okay, all right, let's.
Go for it, Sean.
Yeah, I just think that it was a heated scenario, and I feel like in this in from her perception again, and I think we're talking about feelings here, and it's very difficult if somebody feels some way that you're going to convince them otherwise without a level of listening to them first. Now, I would disagree with you that I think that Charisse tries to make herself the victim. I don't see her like that. She is unhinged. She's not really calculated to me. It seems like she just, when stuff happens, she just goes off full tilt, full rail, off the rails, just like the last interaction that her and Zadia had. It started off, pretty good. They were having a decent conversation. And then, Zadia's made that conversation, she made that comment rather about her and LJ. And then she just boom, the cap blew off and she just unleashed, right? F you, you be, you this, you that, because she's not a calculated person. A calculated person would have just been like, all right, I got you, boom, but she just opened up the floodgates on her. So I don't think she's like the person that when they get backed in a corner, you back a cat into a corner, it's liable to do anything. And I think that's how I see Charisse. And it's the same thing at the reunion stage when she has all these people around her telling her she's wrong, telling her she's, wrong for feeling the way she does. In her mind, she feels ganged up on. So she just starts unleashing the clip on everybody.
And which is fair. So you're explaining the reason why she did what she did. I think we're looking at we're looking at the end of. So what you're explaining is the reason why she did what she did, right? Which I think is great, right? So you're explaining the why, and I think you're on point with that, right? That the whole room feel like the whole room is against her. It's all ladies too. She may be getting flashbacks, maybe getting some triggers from past situation. So you've explained the why. I think where I'm pinpointing Charisse is, okay, you've explained the why, but here is the result of that. This is where it ends up being. Even though you have a why, you are the problem. And I think that's where I look at Charisse from in that space. I think you open your mic, Sean, go for it.
Oh, I never closed it. But no, I agree with you. Yeah, no, I agree with you because she's and that's the unhinged part of her. Because see, if she wasn't so explosive, and if she could just calm down and see things in a better view, she would take the time, slow down, and articulate herself versus just going full tilt. She would have a better outcome for sure.
No, I definitely a little bit more of the clip and then because I know people want.
One at a time, please.
I felt very left out a lot of times, but I'm okay with that.
But Charisse,
Because
you
would you
not
let
gonna
me
sit up
speak?
here and make
Let
up
me
no
speak,
story.
Ashley.
You being rude for no reason, and you need to check yourself.
I'm expressing myself
No, you're
just like
being
everybody
rude.
else.
All right, express
And I
yourself
have
with a
a
little
right
bit
to
more
express
class.
myself. I was born with class.
Don't come on here and act like I haven't been your friend. Don't come on here and act like we haven't been
We
supportive.
have not
We have told her
been
what she was
class.
wrong, and we have told you where you were wrong.
Ashley,
Right, and what you
don't
said,
talk
don't
to
do
me
it.
like that.
No,
Don't talk to me
sometimes
like
a friend
that.
has to check.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with Ashley what she said here. Now, don't get twisted. I've not always agreed with Ashley, but I understand the frustration, and it's problematic for me because you are not about to bring us into disrepute when we have supported you, right? I don't know if anyone else has ever felt like when you're supporting people, right, and they turn the scenario onto when you, instead of you that you were supporting them, they turn on you and say, hey, no, actually, you are the part of the problem. It's one of the most irritating things ever, and at that point, if you haven't been saying anything, like in terms of being harsh or anything, you get frustrated and you tell the person, listen, fix the frick up. I done already supported you in the whole situation, and now you're turning on me? Are you all right? Yeah, you're going to get cussed in that moment. You are going to get cussed, whether you're my friend or not. I'm cussing you in that moment because there's no way you're going to bring me into a situation where I've told you, this is that both of you have an issue. And then you try to throw me underneath the bus as well. No, oh no, you must be mad. You must be mad if you're gonna think you're gonna throw me underneath the bus when I tell you I'm supporting you, I'm with you, and I'm trying to tell you, listen up. The person just wants to get an out basically, and at that point they don't care who they throw underneath the bus. No, I'm not gonna let you have that. Yeah, you're gonna get cussed out right now, and you need it because you don't want to listen to nobody. That's my personal opinion, but yeah, what are you saying, Sean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think Ashley was doing too much. I think you can't relitigate the situation. It's like this isn't the time to clear your name. You got to wait till it's a calm approach. And if the person is already hot, and now you want to come in hot because now you want to make yourself part of it. I just feel like you like we're all grown. Nobody's 18 and 19 here. These are grown people. You see a situation getting hot. What good is going to come out of that? You think that now she's going to be like, oh yeah, you're right, Ashley. It's just not going to happen, and it's like I feel like you make the moment of. She's just making the moment about her. Again, that's my opinion. That's how I saw it. Because she was doing too much, and you heard Sharice said, "I can't even sit here next to the couch on you with you because it's too much." That's like now I got you popping off over here. It's like, come on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't.
But why
I
is she
didn't-
popping off though? Why is she popping off? Why are you popping off? Because you accused me of something. Right? You're accusing me of not defending you or ganging up on you when that isn't the situation. It's not even close to being a situation. Sometimes we get sick and tired of people making themselves a victim in that situation when you know you're not the victim. You're not the victim, and you're not talking. And you're sorry, not that you're talking, and you're not listening. If you listen, because when you listen to the clip, she's saying, just listen. And Sharice doesn't want to listen. She told us very to our face, she's not going to listen. Okay? So, and so at that point, I could understand why a person decides to tell you, listen, I'm going to have to correct you in that moment. If that means I'm a little bit more heated and a bit more animated when I tell you that, I'm going to tell you some stuff, okay? Yeah, we sure, you know some of the conversations we have behind the scenes ourselves. Not between me and you, but, when we have sometimes the conversation behind the scenes, we know sometimes you got to tell me, hey, that ain't it. You know what I mean? Right? That ain't it. So, I just feel like, when someone feels like someone's treated you good and they turn against you like that, I can understand why someone decides to go that way, you know what I mean? And I just think to myself, like, shoot, don't bring me into disrepute if you know that you're lying on my name, man. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. I mean, I could understand why Ashley did what she did, or if she felt like she needed to clear her name, then go for it. Or if she felt like she was a good friend to Sharice, then she wanted to clear her name. But just be calm. Try to deliver your message in love. And I just felt like, to me, I couldn't deal. I just don't like all of that. To me, it's too much. It's a little annoying, and especially from the person. It's like, I'm sorry. If the person that's talking to me is somebody that's a mess, I'm really not. I'm sorry. You might be saying the right thing, but you're the wrong messenger. You're the wrong messenger. And Ashley is the worst person to be trying to give me some advice. And that's how I'm sure. I don't know if that's what Sharice's thinking is, but the way Ashley has conducted herself and handled conflict, I'm like, sis, just pipe down, like pipe down. Like if you're saying, maybe ask her a question like, hey, are you saying that you feel like I'm not on your side? You feel like I haven't been a good friend to you? Ask a question before you jump to accusatory things, or say, what does that mean, before you just get all in it.
I hear that. No, I definitely hear that as well. And I get it. I'm not gonna be mad at that. Good point.
Don't talk to
You
me
were wrong
like
with that
that.
statement.
Don't talk
No,
to me
ma'am,
like
you were wrong.
that.
I'm gonna talk to you however I want to. We
I'm
never
done.
left
If
Sharice
I'm not
out.
able
You
to
just
speak
told me
and
that I'm
she's-
a bully.
I'm
That we
done.
turned on you. No, we didn't.
I'm not even talking to you. I've been talking to her.
Hold on.
I can't do this with her doing this to me next to me like this.
Sharice, I need you to
can't do it. I'm gone.
Yeah, I can't lie to you. Sharice left. I was like, yeah, you ain't gonna do that. Yeah, you ain't gonna do that. You now want to suddenly leave? Please. I ain't buying it. I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not buying it.
But did you hear Ashley? Don't tell me how to talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you however I want to talk to you. This is the stuff.
Yes,
So
right.
do you understand how somebody can feel ganged up? If that's the energy that you're coming with, you know what I mean? Like that's that kind of energy that I'm talking about. Is like the person is and ganged up on doesn't mean she felt like they were gonna throw her, jump her in the backyard. It was everybody is not on my side, and I'm being everybody is saying one thing against me. You know what I mean? I don't think they, she was literally saying, oh, they're gonna beat me up. No, it's like,
Of course, yeah.
the multitude of people. So I think people are getting all worked up about the ganged up word. I just think that means like, hey, I'm out. I'm a one man over here by myself, and everybody else has got one opinion, and and I'm being isolated in the argument or whatever, the conversation, or in the house. And again,
Sorry,
and I just think the last thing is some of it is her own doing. that it was her own doing. It's because of her, and that's what happens when people have walls and guards up. Sometimes they do, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you're always looking to fight because that's all you know. So that's how I think things happen to Sharice.
But I think we have to rewind it slightly, right? The point of origin there is that already before we get Ashley to that point, she's already told us, well, why, just listen, Sharice, listen. She said it calmly, listen, and Sharice is not trying to listen. So why are we not holding? Why are we talking about Ashley going extent when first and foremost you're not even trying to listen anyway? Sharice is not even trying to listen. So her saying about I'm gonna don't talk to me that way. Well, you are you gonna listen? You're not listening, and then you're trying to accuse me at the same time too. Right? So you're not listening first and foremost to what's being said to you. You're not listening to me. No, wait, at that point, they hadn't even spoken, but you're not listening to what Zadia was trying to say to you. Tamika's trying to tell you something. You're not listening. And then you want to flip it and turn it on me. That's what starts to get to that place where before we get to a point where Ashley says what she says. I don't think we should isolate it as if that Ashley's got to that point. We got to that point because you were deciding that you weren't going to listen to nobody. So when you decide to step off and leave the stage, I'm not about to back you and I'm not about to look at you some way. And you've got me heated because you've brought me into a situation which I didn't bring myself into. You know what I'm saying to you? I didn't bring myself into it. I didn't say I'm going to jump in. You decided to bring me in by accusing me and saying that we've ganged up on you, right? And to gang up don't have no positive connotations to it, especially when you've been talking about billion earlier on. It doesn't have no good connotations to it. And again, it's another thing that Sharice did just to try and make sure that she doesn't take accountability in that situation. Because guess what? We still haven't got no accountability from her at the end of the conversation. You know why? Because she dipped out. Right? Instead of just saying, look, hey, my bad, I didn't mean to bring you and Venetia into it, and I should have kept it between myself and Zadia. We're not getting that from her. You know why? Because she ain't going to take accountability. Now, of course, Zadia's the exact same way. I'm not saying that she's any different in terms of accountability. But in this instance, in this situation, Sharice has dipped off again, you know? So, I don't know. Hey, Jay. What's good?
Early afternoon, fellas.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
A little early morning tussle, you know?
I see. I know when, Sean get locked in like JR when they get their lady, you know what I'm saying? They ride with her. So I can't even be mad. That's love right there. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Stay with your girl. She was a little bit wrong in this situation though. Not to say that she was alone. These are a bunch of unhinged women on the stage together. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. From an unhinged woman to the next unhinged woman. I have learned to control some of my moments, but y'all know, y'all have seen me. You two personally have seen me in real time, real life, go unhinged with an unhinged person. Sometimes you got to match that energy. And what lets me know that Ashley actually feels Sharice wronged her in this moment is the last thing she said. The last thing she said was actually, if you play the clip a little longer, a real friend gonna tell you about yourself when you wrong. That's coming from I love you. Now, yes, we got to pick when we choose the time to correct a friend sometimes. Sometimes we do got to pick the right time. But sometimes when your friend, you've been watching your friend wild out, spiral out, just do some wild things and not say anything for a long time. That starts eating away at you because and deep down inside, as a good friend, you hold your friend accountable and vice versa. Y'all got that understanding that we can actually talk to each other and keep it real with each other. And in keeping it real, I'm telling you, I've been just as hard on this person as I've been hard on you. I've been equal friends to you both because I'm friends to you both in real life. Our friendships show up different. I'm not taking any sides. And you're telling me right now in this moment, I'm not on your side. I'm taking her side. I keep her up. I keep you up. That's what Ashley is saying in this moment. That would get aggy with somebody I keep telling already, just listen to our friend. I don't care if she's not your friend right now. Just listen to her. Hear her out. Because that's the least thing you can do. You want respect, right? This is what respect look like. Recycle that. You can't do that. You're not being a good friend right now, friend. Stand up, friend. Listen to your friend. Hear her out. Because we want to fix this as girls, as sisters, or whatever, and stuff like that. I know amongst you men, y'all got the same camaraderie somewhere down the line. It might not be the same wording, But like real talk, a real friend gonna sit there and hold you up when you falling down. And in this moment, Sharice, you falling down. Listen to Zadia say her side, say your piece. You want to feel like these people ganged up on us, sit there and tell them how they ganged up on you. Because we didn't see the moment. So let the world know there was actually a moment you really sat there and felt ganged up on, not just because they did not take your side outright directly, but because they all had something to say bad to you. Tell us these moments. And if she tells us these moments, I stand with her. I believe her that she felt ganged up on, but you don't feel ganged up on until you call people out and they sit there and try to correct you in that moment. So to me, Sharice got to work on not being the victim by placing herself in that spot. And I'm not saying that she's not intentionally doing it or whatever, and it's an accident. She's intentionally placing herself in that spot by sitting there calling out people that she knows has stayed out of it since we seen, by not taking a side at all. I don't like that. Like, I don't know. This is my personal thing, and maybe this is where it gets under my skin because I don't like when people do that. If I'm being a real friend with you and I got the other person on side, I'm actually a real friend, and you know I'm in the middle, don't you ask me to choose sides. Don't do that. And so that's probably why I'm gonna be a little bit harder on Sharice in this moment, because it's like, don't put Ashley in that position to even make her have to say that craziness. You know she unhinged. You've been standing up, you've been her ride through this whole show telling her that Don shouldn't even put her in that position. So you know what type of woman she is. Just like they know what type of woman you are. They know that you don't listen. So sis, just this one time, listen, please. Hear these people out. You might realize they're not ganging up on you. Now, Ashley, she didn't have to go as far as she did and be like, yeah, I'm going to say it with our chest. But sometimes we got to say it with our chest. And we got to remind you, I ain't about that one too. But, you know, that's where I'll stay for right now. Hey, Aries.
Hey.
What's good, Aries?
Okay, so
I know it's gonna be a fair fight. Go for it.
and I don't know any of these people, okay? So I'm not, and I see issues on with Zadia and Sharice on multiple sides. So I'm just gonna say this as a person who used to have anger issues and have learned how to calm myself down and be chill. Y'all have seen me on the show. I feel like I have kind of mastered those moments of like when people acting crazy. In order to keep things chill, you can't come with that energy. Like that was the part I felt like it was triggering Sharice. And if you watch her throughout the scene, regardless of what is being said, I'm not saying that anything she said was valid or I don't even know, like I don't know who was right, who's wrong. But if you want to get something across, you have to learn how to communicate like with that person. So like if I'm a person who's like, you need to speak to me calmly, and you come with that energy, okay, so now you're trying to bring me back. You're bringing me out into this other space. And so I felt like you could see Sharice kind of breathing when it started getting heated. When Vern first started and all of them, whatever the subject matter, I get it. But once people start getting all hostile, I feel like that's what started making Sharice lose a hinge, because she didn't start like yelling at the top of her lungs until it got hyped. And it's like she's saying, Ashley, please don't speak to me like that. And she's like, I'll speak to you however. Okay, so now you want me. Okay, so I'm going to be that one again, because you now you're not respecting the boundaries I'm trying to put out there about how I would like to be communicated. I get where, I know it don't seem like I would have had anger issues, but yeah. But I get how, if I'm saying I felt ganged upon, I don't feel like she necessarily was calling them all out individually. She's just saying, this is how I felt in this moment. I don't think we even got a chance to actually hear her explain what she meant by that, because everybody started ganging up again exactly on that moment. So I feel like, hey, if you are my friend and you want to correct me, cool, correct me, but correct me calmly, because if you start getting loud, I'm not going to hear anything you're saying. I'm not going to hear one thing you're saying, and now I'm going to be hostile too. So if people are actually her friend, which I don't think none of these people are her friend, they don't know her. Y'all don't know me. We just met in this house a couple weeks ago, and the first night I told y'all what my boundaries were. Nah, I don't want no dudes up in here. I don't feel safe. I would have said the same exact thing if it was me in the house. Y'all don't know these Negroes. Y'all up in here trying to, whatever. That's just me to protect my space. We don't know all of Sharice's trauma and all that stuff. Everybody in the house could use some therapy. Okay, so we could go there with everybody about different situations. So for me, this is how I feel. These are the boundaries that I set. No, I don't like this. And if y'all got a problem with it, they'll probably be isolating you a little bit because they're like, she's gonna be a little, she's not gonna be down with certain stuff. So maybe there were times where she felt that way. And she's like, I'm fine with that. That's okay, because these were my rules and it's cool. And everybody went along with it. What she was saying was, hey, I felt isolated at times, but I was cool with that. And then here come Ashley. Oh my God, we wasn't trying to isolate. Well, girl, I said I was cool with it. I'm just letting you know that I know there are certain things that I probably do that y'all don't like. And I'm cool with that. We didn't even get to finish hearing the whole thing. So my point is that I'm not saying that Sharice is 100% right. Maybe she could be playing the victim at times and all that, but I just feel like it wasn't justified, the energy that Ashley came with. And when she calmly asked her to please not talk to her like that, and she kept it up, that's why she's like, I can't sit next to her. Because I wouldn't either. I said it in the chat. I'm like, see, that's how you accidentally get slapped. Now you up here with all this energy. You don't know who you sit next to. She might be trying to help you out by telling you to calm your butt down because she don't know Sharice like that. So anyway, that was why the energy I had in the chat was like that, because I just felt like they don't like her. So automatically anything that she says is like, we're just gonna, decide that she had no reason to feel or say what she said. But hell, we barely got to hear what she was saying either, because as soon as she said it, everybody jumped down her throat too. So that was my 2 cents on that. Kojo, you too, because you did the same thing. You did the same thing. You was like, see, she deserved it. I'm like, wait a minute, how does she deserve to get yelled at? I don't care what I said. That's not.
She got what she got, and I'll tell you something really interesting. Right? You said something really interesting. You said that, that she told Ashley to listen to her and basically to not speak to her in that particular way, right? And that Sharice was acting calmly, but this whole thing started from Sharice not listening. You can't be asking people to Zadia in the first place, because you want people to treat you in a particular manner, and you are disrespecting other people. You can't then try to act like you have a moral standard when it comes to communication when you don't want to apply the same thing to yourself. If I'm telling you that I want you to listen and I don't listen, I'm in no better position than you. I can't be telling you to listen and I don't listen.
Well, she didn't say. I didn't hear her say that. I heard her say, "Speak calmly" to her. She wasn't, even when she wasn't listening to Zadia. I don't think she was yelling at her. She was just calmly being like, "Yeah." I'm not saying that she was. I think that's it. But I'm just saying, when I'm saying, if you're yelling at the top of your lungs at me, and I'm like, "Don't talk to me like that." Like, calm it down. We could have that conversation. We could debate all day long. But now you're yelling at me. That might have been something that was triggering her for whatever reason. But I feel you on that. I feel you.
I'm saying that Sharice shifted the goalpost and intentionally did it. She manipulated the situation, because when Zadia was talking to you calmly, you had no reason to want to talk. You didn't want to talk. You didn't want to hear it, not from Tamika and not from Zadia. So even if I be calm when I talk to you, you still won't listen, because you know how we know that? Ashley was actually saying to her, just listen. Before she flipped off, she was tapping her leg and saying to her, listen. Sharice wasn't having none of it. In fact, she blanked her. So you don't get to turn around, Sharice, and be like, you're talking to me in a particular way. Yeah, I'm talking to you in a particular way because I've been telling you calmly, listen. I've been talking to you the whole entire time. You've actually been ignoring me. And now when I decide to now speak up, and I'm now vexed when I'm speaking up, you shift the goalpost and try to make it as if I'm the issue because I spoke up. That is what I call manipulation. She knew exactly what she was doing, Sharice. And I'm not saying that Zadia again is free from this, but in this whole scenario, Sharice is being manipulative in the situation by doing that. Because you can't pretend to say, I'm being so calm. People who end up being calm too can also be manipulative, right? You're trying to make everyone else seem as if they're being crazy to you, as if you don't know why we got to this situation, but we got here because you decided you don't want to hear what no one's got to say. And then when they pipe up, suddenly you're ganging up on me. Oh my God, I'm being ganged up on. It's almost, and someone said it, it's a Karen behavior. It is a Karen behavior. It's actually the white woman doing the same thing. When black people say, what are you doing? Huh? Oh my God. What's going on? Why are you screaming at me? Oh my God. It's like, get out. Sharice is somebody who got in front of a man with a pool cue stick and pointed it in his face, and you're telling me all of a sudden because they decided to say something to you, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. I'm walking off now. Please. This is somebody who was trying to have a fight with. This is somebody who was arguing front to face with Zadia not long ago. This is somebody who we saw didn't want to accept an apology earlier on. This is somebody who too, when somebody said to you about you kiss somebody else, you hit them with fire straight away. Don't pretend to me suddenly you want to walk off. And that you oh my God, like because you guys they're not ganging up on you. They're calling you out because you decided to bring them into a situation. You didn't want to listen, and now you're trying to play it as if people are being loud to you. I don't like that behavior. Personally.
Okay, first of all, you are over exaggerating what she said. You have been way less.
Thank you, Ari. Please, Ari. Thank you.
You are over exaggerating. You're not doing all that. Oh my God, I got game. Okay, calm it down. That was not like that at all. Oh my God, this is too much. But first of all, here's the other part, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't know neither one of these ladies, right? But I will say Zadia is playing. Like, and that's what Sharice knows. She's like, this heifer is being like, stop. Okay, you over there being like, can I calmly speak? Knowing that you don't be talking like that regularly. They probably be going at it head to head all the time. And I feel like even in the part where Zadia was explaining that I've been a victim of her verbal abuse, I know she was sitting there like, girl, stop the madness. So I feel like she lightweight has been getting gaslit on that part too, because it's like she's sitting there knowing, all right, I'm sitting here, I don't even want to talk about this because it's just not going to go the way that I want. And the other girls are more closer to Zadia than her. So it is going to seem that way. I don't know. I just feel like I can see through that part. And that's probably why I can see the game plan. You've even said it too. Like it's the tit for tat going back and forth trying to let me hit her because she hit me type of situation. And I don't know. I'm not trying to protect anybody, but I just feel like it is definitely not the way it's coming across. Right
But you perfectly protected, though. This is what it is, though. Aries, you were absolutely right. It's the gameplay. And right now, Sharice got outplayed. That's what it is.
Yeah,
y'all just rooting for the underdog, and I'm not mad at y'all because, Sharice was a good opponent on the field, and she got outplayed by Zadia because Zadia showed her weakness a lot faster than she could show Zadia's. She was trying to draw Zadia out all season long for being a mean girl that she knows she is from a whole nother season, a whole nother show. I mean, well, not another show, but a show season she wasn't on. She don't know Zadia. She just know of Zadia. And so she wants to draw her out as a mean person. She went up against Katie in her season because Katie was a so-called mean girl. She has the bully versus bully effect. She wants to take out the person who has been bullying for probably what maybe it may have happened or may not happen in her childhood. She might have seen somebody go through it or whatever. For whatever reason, she don't like bullies, so she gonna be their bully.
But see, I think that she's the one that went to Zadia first and apologized, not Zadia. Kojo, get that part straight. And I feel like she thought it was all good. But then when Zadia came with
Did
that
she go to
LJ
Zadia
thing,
outing her out?
Yeah, when she
To
came with that,
apologize?
when she went outside and they were sitting outside, that was Sharice going to Zadia,
Because I
correct?
remember what Sharice did. She went straight to Cameron and was like, why y'all wake me up with that music? To continue to out.
I don't remember that. I don't know what part you're talking about, so I don't know.
Right
But
after she
I'm just
sat
going
there
to
and
the
outed
part where
them,
she
she
came
went, when they
outside and
came over
talked
to
to
the house, she outed them again in front of Cameron. She went and sat right up to Cameron and was like, why y'all was sitting there? That was you with the music in the morning. And he was like, oh yeah, my bad, I apologize. She's like, yeah, y'all had me up.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
So
But
it's
I
like
just
you've been
think that,
playing little games this whole time as well. And Zadia is just a better game player and you're mad.
yeah, because when she came at her about the LJ thing, that's what I was like. She was like, okay, fine. Well, we just, everybody throwing it all out there at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that part, specifically that scene, like I'm not saying either one of them are right because I couldn't deal with none of them, to be honest. But on that particular scene on the reunion with Ashley, that triggered me personally when I was sitting there watching her, like, see, you doing too much. And I just didn't feel like she specifically called them out. She was just talking about how she felt. And then people just jumped. To me, if I know I didn't gang up on you, I'm not about to have all that energy. Like, I know I didn't gang up on you, so I'm not tripping. Like, okay, we'll let you. Hey, why don't you share with us the time that you felt ganged up on? Like, when was that? Have a calm conversation. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that was just way too much.
Yeah, I see both sides, and I know where you're coming from, Aries, because I'm on that side too. It's like, if you come at me with certain energy, you're gonna be mad with it. I got that.
Yeah, like you're not gonna get the same answer out of me. And I'm here for the correction. Like any friend that I have that's my friend, please, like I don't have yes men in my circle at all. Like tell me when I'm acting a fool. But if I'm not up here cussing you out or talking crazy or just all over the place and you trying to calm me down, just come to me like, hey, Aries, like, can I talk to you for a second? Like, we need to talk, like come with that energy, like if you want me to actually listen. But if you start going crazy and say, I'll talk to you how I want to, okay, well, I'm gonna talk to your ass the way I want to too.
But see, I'm also, and this is no slight to nobody. This is just a big to self. But I'm also that person. I'm also that friend that likes that. I like to be corrected. At the same time, I'm also that person that's real enough to know when I want to be mad. I don't give a heck what you say, who is up here, who is around me. Nobody's calming me down but me. So I know in those moments, if I want to be mad and use that to storm off, I'm going to use it to my advantage. I also know in those moments, if I want to be mad and pop off, I'm going to use that to my advantage. And I know how to play the victim at the end. And so I can see Sharice, just like y'all see Zadia gameplay, I see Sharice gameplay as well. Just like Kojo said, on them one-on-one occasions and stuff like that, I stand 10 toes down with you or whatever and stuff. But today, I don't feel like fighting. The battle's not going my way. It's not in my favor. I'm about to retreat. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to slight weight pop off just enough to get each and every one of y'all out here to look and appear like y'all against me because I'm actually against all of y'all so I can dip out. It's a manipulation tactic. It's a good one, especially from one that always likes to fight and argue and do all of these things. Sometimes you got to learn how to talk your way out of some battles you accidentally or thought you can handle. So now I got to get up out of it. Like, you do these things. And Aries, I know deep down inside,
Yeah, because I mean, I get that. I totally do get that too. I know that, like for me, if I'm just thinking, but see, I'm different anyways. Like I wouldn't have been going through all these arguments and stuff on national TV. I'm sorry.
right, because you're in an elevated position though.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not me in the first place. So that would have never went down. And I would just look right through you and act like I don't hear nothing that you're saying right now. And let you talk to yourself crazy on TV. I'll be like, what was that, Tamika? What were you saying to me? I don't hear anything else. So I would have, and if I remove myself, it's because obviously like it's just getting too crazy. I don't even want to be in the same scene with somebody talking crazy. Like I would just leave. But
and that just puts you at a better gameplay than these two ladies. Because that would have been the best move.
And I think that's also this show, not to, you know what I'm saying, but these type of shows, they find people who have issues to be on shows so that they can act crazy. Like they got what they wanted. They get the energy that they want when you give in to it. It's like it brings the drama that they're looking for. So everybody got entertainment at the end of the day.
So just a quick, just want to ask if someone knows. I saw the video clip with Zadia apologizing. Sharice didn't accept it. Does anyone know what episode that Sharice apologized to Zadia? Because I'm trying to find that.
I think it's the next
one.
one.
Zadia.
It might have been the next episode. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it wasn't that many. Like all of that was in the very, very beginning, and then it was over. Well, we thought it was over.
I mean, it hasn't been over till to this day, to be honest.
Right. It made us think that it was going to be over, but yeah.
It's probably be part 2. That's going to go on madness. All right, any last thoughts on that particular fight? I know that this is not a super panel, so that's why I haven't asked you guys any other questions about other things. But any other last thoughts on that, the beef between the two of them?
I just
before we
say,
get going?
I don't want nobody to think I'm against Sharice up in this moment. Sharice had to do what she had to do in this moment. It's just about, I just be looking at people when they say, give me certain respect, but they can't give it out. I feel like if you cannot dish out the respect you want from other people, like show them that first. Then don't tell me about respect. Please don't tell me about respect, because I don't have none for you. That's just how I be feeling. So that's why I be looking at Sharice a little bit harder in this position. It's just like she always wants this type of respect. You got to respect her boundaries, respect her this, respect her that. But when it's like, just listen to me. Oh, no, I'm not about to do that. I apologize. No, well, I don't want you. It's just too much with Sharice. So that's why I just be having a harder time with her for the most case. But she been good in this overall in this whole show. She was amazing. I think she had a lot of turnarounds and all that stuff, but it's just like she still got some growth to do. And that would be the last thing I would just want her to work on for herself.
Appreciate it. Anyone else have last takes before we get out?
I agree with what Jay said. I think that's, overall with everybody, one thing they will, I hope, learn watching this back for themselves is just to see all the disconnects in what they say and how it shows up actually in real life. Like that should be the biggest takeaway. I hope individually, like people going back and looking and saying, oh, I say I want this, but look at how I'm acting, and that could be used to help them, going forward.
Sean?
All my
You can give
life
us a
I
wrap
had
up while
to
you're
fight.
Right time is shine.
No, I just think that look, I think the biggest thing is the lessons and the takeaways from all of us is, just be careful. Don't dig anybody else's grave, because when you dig in somebody else's grave, you dig in your own as well. So I think the tactics and how we handle conflict, also spill over into how we handle all of our relationships. So, I think this is a lesson for everybody. Sharice, for Zadia, for Ashley, and for Vern, just to come up with more effective ways to handle conflict.
Well
Love that,
said,
Sean.
brother.
Thank you. Love that. That's a good conclusion too. All right, audience, I got to bounce, but I appreciate you guys. We'll see you again very, very soon, and I hope you've enjoyed the debate at the end there. We can debate calmly, as Sharice wanted us to debate. See how that's how you do it, guys. Yeah. All right. I appreciate y'all. Stay locked in, and we'll see you again very soon. Much love.